Mackinac Island is this little island off of Michigan. The only way to get there is by ferry, and no cars are allowed there, so you can only get around with bikes or horse carriages. I went there with my family about 5 years ago, and I thought it was so cool, so I made this whole dream where I was going to go back there a summer in college and be a tour guide and drive horse carriages around. And that dream lasted for 5 years, and then summer after freshman year, I applied for the job and got the job as a tour driver for Mackinac Island, and I was so excited. The first day I went there, we had to get up at 5:30 in the morning. We had to go to the barns and wash and scrub the horses for like 4 hours. Then we had to harness them, which was super hard, and we had to drive them for about 12 hours giving tours, which wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. I realized that we had to do this every single day of the week, and I was going to have to do that every single day of summer. And that's when I realized it wasn't my dream job anymore. I needed to get out of the job, so I was too scared to tell them that I didn't like the job and didn't want to work there, and I committed to 3 months, and I'd only been there 4 days, so I had to think fast of a plan to leave. I woke up one morning and I went to talk to my boss. I had to think of the first excuse that came to my head because I wanted to leave so bad because I hated the job so much. So I told him that my boyfriend got in a serious accident and I had to leave right away, and I would not be able to be there any longer. And he believed me, and I cried, and it was very realistic, and everyone felt very bad for me, and I felt very bad about that. But I needed to leave, and it was the only option I had. Then I went quickly to my room. I wrote a note to my roommate telling her that I had to leave because my boyfriend was in a serious accident, and I went and bought a ferry ticket that day to leave. As I rode the ferry by myself, I got to Michigan, and I was in a super small town in the middle of nowhere. There was no Uber or Lyft, so I didn't know how to get anywhere. I took both of my suitcases and I walked down the highway to the nearest hotel about a mile out, and I asked for a room, and they let me stay there for a night. And they helped me call a taxi service because there was no Uber. I called a taxi service the next morning, and I took it to the Greyhound bus station, where I took a 15-hour bus ride all the way to Chicago. I was very excited to be home. I felt very bad about lying to everybody on the island, but it's okay. I learned that sometimes adventures aren't going to turn out how you think they will, but that's okay. Sometimes the people email me and ask me how my boyfriend is doing, and I just told them it was a bike accident and he got out of the hospital.